Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. Nice to have you here again. We are doing a PTR key, Azure Vault 10 with Fortified. I literally forgot to record the beginning part and the first boss. So I'm really sorry about that. First boss, to note, what was to note, damage seems okay. When the boss, the mobs in the first part and going towards the first mob were also okay. Nothing as bad as it used to be. Yeah, and then you just go down here, and as you can see, just take it slow and relaxed, going through that part over there. Just don't stand in the eyes, obviously. Just take it slow, move through them, otherwise you're gonna pull those stoned mobs. And yeah, in the key today, we again have 3 of my team members. The other 2 were pucks. And this is just a lot of trash now until you get to the second boss. And these here used to be a nightmare. But they actually, I mean, I got a near heart attack here because he pulled this together. You used to only like... And at that time, you used to only have like 1 trash mobs at a time, because they do hurt and you do have to interrupt a lot if you're not a coordinated group. But as you can see here, I mean, the group does interrupt a lot, and barely cast goes off. Kudos to them. But I mean, we're also on comms, but you can see here, like, barely any. I have HOTS rolling on everyone just in case. There's barely any damage going around. And then it's the same with this trash mob. And go over this pile over here. I'm just gonna skip this because it's literally trash. You can see here the Thresher. Actually, you could see it here. The Thresher does like a frontal. Just don't stand in it this year. Just don't stand in it. Usually the tank takes it to its face. I think it's the tank mechanic. If there's a circle here called... What was it called? Heavy? Let's check. Gusset? Crystal... What's this? Crystal Rub? Just, yeah. Obviously here too, very easy. Just go out of the circle. Take it easy, take it slow, and there's just... you can't interrupt that Forbidden Known. It's just a cast he does before he dies. But you can see here again, there's the frontal again. You can see here, just don't stand the swirlies. Heal, HOTS are rolling on everyone. Make sure you do that. Make sure you put your efflorescence on the floor, and then it's just easy peasy. Ah yeah, and then... there's one thing, I don't know if this was a bug or if this frontal just has a crazy range, but you can see here, I'm far away, right? And you can see here, he casts the frontal and he casts the crystal rub. You can see here, I'm out of the crystal rub, and now all of a sudden these earthquakes keep flying. And I don't know why, but you can see it's like targeting me, it's coming towards me. I don't know if this was a bug or whatever it was, but it ploops. It basically went from all the way over here to all the way over here. And somehow it only hit me. Maybe everyone was standing in the back. I couldn't see. I think they were. And I was just impatient going forward. Yeah, don't do that. Just, I guess, from now on, stand behind them. And then, yeah. Don't do what I did, and otherwise it's easy peasy, right? Barely in healing, keep your HOTS rolling, like I said. And that's basically this part of the trash mobs. Then you go down to the second floor. Here it is basically a rinse and repeat. Let me see if there's anything horrible happening here. Let me see. I don't think so. Yeah, that just nothing horrible is happening. People, everyone's barely, yeah, don't stand in these, they explode. Barely anything is happening. is actually nearly the same as the room you were at the top. Just really, what you have to really do is, I mean, maybe that's why it was easy for us. Yeah, you really have to interrupt every single cast of those elementals that you can. And otherwise, you can see here, we didn't interrupt. It went on the Warlock. And the Warlock popped his trinket, or his defensive, sorry. And you can see here, right? This bar here is basically the bar that he wasn't healed up with. It was his shield or his defensive holding him at the moment. So if he wouldn't have that on, I would have had to quickly insta heal him. So keep in mind, keep things interrupting. The piercing shard interrupt, the elementals interrupt, the piercing shard from the Fury. Keep the elementals interrupted, and otherwise, that's it. Decent easy. Nothing compared to how it was in the first season. Construct here. I mean, this is just trash, right? Construct here. The trash all the same. Then you move to the next room, and this is where it gets a little bit interesting. Here, I think the Warlock here died from aggro because he was probably not patient enough to wait for the tank to get everything aggroed. Yeah, we rest him here because the death run here is not the best still. Otherwise, we just, you see, I had a lot of kitty weaving in this trash, and it was a 10 fortified, so we thought it would hit a little bit harder. But you can see here, HOTS rolling, everything's fine. Yeah, and then this also just a rinse and repeat. Keep everything interrupted. Unstable power, keep this interrupted. Yeah, otherwise, healing-wise, I mean, this healing video, right? Healing-wise, that's it. Nothing to really take action in. Let's keep on going. Then here you have a mini-boss. And if I remember correctly, I did a oopsie here, and I didn't. Okay. See, someone did it. Oopsie, I did. I don't know if it was my oopsie or it could be. I think the tank was trying to control all the mobs. You can see here I was hit by the frontal. Here, this Spell Frost Breath. It's just a breath he does. I don't know if he does it towards the tank. I would think so because the tank was right here. I was standing here. Our evoker insta-died. And you can see here, I think the tank is moving to the left, and unfortunately, I was standing here. My mistake. I should always be standing here. Don't ask me why I moved over here. I did. Don't do it. Always stand behind the tank, kind of. So I stood then here where the Warlock's standing. And then I insta-died. And then, just for your guys' reference, this is the second boss. We killed the first boss with all the trash. And just so you guys know, the spawn point, we spawned here, realized there's a portal. We took the portal, and then we came over here. But we still had to walk all the way down here. Then we had to take the portal to the first floor. Then we had to take this stuff, and then you had all of, then take this portal, and then down the portal, and then the portal again to the room. I mean, it's a horrible death run, right? So just, yeah, have Warlock that can summon or just avoid death, or if someone dies, then just wait till you can rest, because this is really time wasting. Then here's the second boss. What to watch out healer-wise? These images do a lot of damage. If they are not interrupted. Otherwise, for now, it was a pretty slow going. You can see I also used my Convoke to do damage. Obviously, avoid the swirlies, avoid the orb as best as you can. Now he goes into his second phase, if you would call it, and there are ads. You have to kill the ads. And then orbs spawn, and you have to basically dodge those balls. The damage here, as you can see, I mean, I was trying to see how much damage everything really does over time. The Warlock and the Evoker here took a ball to the face. I nearly did too, because I didn't know this so much damage would go out in this phase. But it does. It's not that much damage. You just use your huts on them, keep your regos going, keep a wild growth on people, and otherwise you should. It's going to be fine. Nothing major. Unfortunately, we didn't have a better res up, as you can see here. We said some time going. Here you can see it takes a little bit longer to kill this at. Thank goodness we had it interrupt ready. You can also roar these, by the way, as you saw I tried to roar, so you can also roar these. You can see here now the Paladin died too, because this wasn't interrupted in time, because it does really hurt, and now it's basically, yeah, for the last 7%, it's just basically the tank and me. Here you can see how much damage this image actually does if you don't interrupt it. It nearly killed me, thank goodness to my Farak trinket. Yeah, just keep those images he spawns interrupted, and otherwise in this phase I was just trying to heal the tank and me, dodge, and try to do damage to these. Oh, we could get going into the next phase because he was only at 1%. Yeah, and then that's basically the boss. So yeah, just be careful of the images. And this fight is not like really bad healing. It's okay healing. Just be aware of it. Yeah, and then we killed this boss. Go forward. It took a little bit of time. Didn't rest everyone, and then we came to the interesting room, which is this room. The tank pulled everything. On the left here, as you can see. Yeah, as you can see here, the frog kind of aggroes you, and then jumps on you. You see here, and yeah, make sure you dodge that. Otherwise, damage. If you compare the damage to the mobs we had earlier to this room here, this room gets a little bit tougher. Why? Don't ask. I don't know. I think it's weird if you have one dungeon, right? You basically have one dungeon, and in that one dungeon, you have mobs that barely do anything, and then you have mobs that just wreck you. Now, of course, they don't wreck you, but yeah. If you get that earthquake circle around you, I went into bear form, barely took any damage. Yeah, otherwise just dodge the stomp, ploops, and dodge those, here, wait, let me pause. Dodge those circles on the floor, too. They also do a lot of damage. And that's basically it. That's all you have to do in this phase. Now that I think about it, I think I could have tried to vortex and see if they still stomp out in the vortex. And I didn't do that. Maybe if I have time, I'll try it again on PTR. Otherwise, obviously, I'll try it in 2 weeks on live. See if it works. Yeah, then we go into the next mob room. Here the tank also pulls everything over here. Tanks, anyone that... actually just tanks. Please, please, please. Do your healer a favor and never, ever, ever, ever tank something on stairs. It's a freaking nightmare. The problem is that I don't know why, but sometimes you, depending on what stairs you are. So, for example, I could be on this stair here, and the tank could be on this stair. I can't heal the tank, even though I'm literally right next to him. Same with the DPS. If you have ranged DPS that are further up, or melee that are like here or somewhere, I don't know why, but it's just out of range. You just can't heal it. It's super duper annoying. So, yeah. Dear tanks, please never tank on stairs. You had the same in Rise. After you killed the first boss, you went to, after you killed Tyr, you had those 2 dragons you fought before you went into the little chasing thing. And I had so many tanks who just tanked it in the middle of the stairs, and people kept dying. And then it's like, oh, healer, why don't you heal? Yeah, don't take on the... Yeah, well, you're on the stairs and I can't heal you, you know. I literally have to stand next to you. Just be mindful of it. That's all I'm saying. And yeah, then that's it. We go to the next room. Rinse and repeat here. This room was also a bit ouchy. You have to take care of the boulder slam and of course the jumpy frogs. Yeah, just make sure everyone's hots are rolling here too. And otherwise there's so far I've not seen a one-shot mechanic here. Then we just scroll forward, and then these two. Then we go to the third boss. These two, pooey. In season 1, they would just, I don't know, they would just hit you, and like that shoulder slam would just like put you on half HP. And that scream here he just did too. Did scream, did AoE. He did too. You see here, I didn't go into bear form. I nearly went kaput. Just be mindful as a druid. Just go in bear form or put a bark skin up when you see it's on you. Yeah, keep hots rolling. I mean, you can see who's getting it. So if you see here, I went to bear form. There was a shout here too. That's why I took a little bit more damage here. But otherwise, these two are so much better now than they were in season 1. Otherwise, yeah, as I said, you can see here. I mean, your DBM is probably also going to roll. Your add-ons are, your weak auras are, but you can see here. You can see who is going on, right? So now soon it's going to go on the evoker. Oh, it's going to go on me. I should get myself ready. You can see here now it's on the evoker, and they cast it pretty fast. So what you could do is you could regrowth, cast regrowth already before it's going on him. So then, in theory, if you time it correctly, your regrowth goes off after he got hit, just like he gets hit by a slam, or yeah, a slam. And yeah, then we go to the third boss. This boss. This boss does frost bombs. Dear everyone, the frost bombs always behind the boss, like we're doing here. And never, ever, ever, ever put them on these big circles, because you can later see he does a mechanic and you have to go into these big ones. Just very easy, just like pull them all here to the back of the boss, because they leave an ice trap. The ice trap stays and expands, it doesn't go away. And yeah, if he does, you could see here, he does Icy Devastator on a random target. I know if you have DBM rolling and stuff, you can also see that who's going on. Just if you're in a puck and people are not popping defensive, guys, please pop defensive. But if you're not, just make sure you have Hot Summon rolling. It does tick, and he does cast it for some time. Just make sure everything's okay. And this is what I said. If what happened a lot in season 1, people would put the ice on these big patches here, on these here. There's 3 of them. Don't do it, please, because then you're gonna wipe everyone basically, because you can't stand in the You can't stand in the ice patch and in the circle here. Yeah, so put an efflorescence down, and then I thought, oh, I could wrath, and then all of a sudden it just went ploopsh, and everyone was half HP. I didn't know it was so much damage, but basically it half HPs you. So what you have to make sure of is that everyone is topped, just in case there is no damage going out here. So you actually have, as you can see here in DBM, you have like a couple of seconds before he actually starts the cast. So now he starts the cast, and schloops, half HP. And then he comes down immediately, and now you need to quickly heal everyone up, because this frost bomb's coming too. Yeah, just be aware of that. And the ice patch, the frost bombs, they don't do so much damage on your on you or on your DPS. So just yeah, you can also hear I went all the way back here. I went into bear form, and then my evoker grabbed me because realizing if you do this in bear form, you're actually a little bit slower coming out, and it's not really worth it. So just stay in cat form, try to go out, and see here I'm in bear form, and then it's just I can't get out. I'm out, you know. So just be aware of that. Yeah, as you can see, Icy Devastation. Just the warlock popped a cooldown here, a defensive here, and then here again. Look how beautiful this group did it. Look how beautiful we did it. Everything is here, and then here you have the big patch, and just stand in the middle, and then see here now I popped my trees, 2 of them, and here you can see with everyone was full HP. Hots were rolling, okay, except the warlock, but yeah, the hots are rolling, everything's fine. I have my trees, and see the evoker nearly went lower than half HP, is a 20% HP. Yeah, just be careful here, and then rinse and repeat. So then you go to this boss. I don't know if it's overtuned. I think they also nerfed it by now. I could see. I remember these crystals that come out here. These crystal roar. You can see here crystal roar, crystalline roar. You have to AoE them down like ASAP. We know this boss was nerfed, so and look, no one takes damage, right? Except the tank has a debuff on him. So we were like, ugh, I can like maybe kitty form this and like swipe my way through this. And all of a sudden you can see this here, like, right? People are just ticking down. And I'm like, okay, we're ticking down. Okay, but we got it. We were fast. Yeah. And then we totally forgot about this. Those crystals, as you can see here, they leave like a earthquake on the floor, not the earthquake, sorry. They leave like circles on the floor. Yeah, don't stand in those circles because those circles then spawn big orbs, and then basically get away from the orbs. Here we rest the evoker because we thought, we were gonna be fine. Also pop bloodlust here, and then like we're just ticking down, and we think it's those fractures, and those fractures, they can never finish their cast, right? And then here she did a knockback, and unleashed dust, and then you can see I quickly went to bear form, barely took any damage, and then she stops again. Here you can see no damage at all. Everything's fine. I'm keeping everyone topped off. My trees are out. My friendly trees are out. My tree buddies. And I'm wrathing a bit, thinking, okay, crystals, fracture. They can never, like I said before, they can never reach 0. And look at this. It's just ticking. From what? We think it's the fractures. We have no idea. Now the tank died. And then we all died. Yeah, we did this again, and we were try to prioritize the fractures a little bit more, which we did. And all I basically did now is don't focus on DPS if you're in here for the first time or the second time or so. Just relax, and not relax, but like. Don't take care of your damage. Wrath, maybe do like 1 or 2 wraths. Keep your moonfire up, and your sunfire, and then otherwise just really, really focus on these fractures and make sure everyone's topped off and is healed. You saw here I nearly died again from the knockback. Also think our evoker died. We're probably gonna rest him again. Yeah, also I did a mistake here. My life blooms were not ticking. They're just sitting here, not doing anything. Not good. Make sure always to have your life blooms up. Here, I don't know why I didn't do that. I think I was so stressed trying to get everyone topped. Now I have them on. I'm dispelling the tank. This was a really good tank. He also barely took any damage when he didn't have to take any damage, right? So, I just dispelled it because there's nothing else to dispel here, so better be safe than sorry. Here fractures again, fractures balls the orbs. The orbs stay to the end of the fight, just dodge them and just, guys, fractures. That's all I can say about this boss. We did manage to kill it, we actually timed it. We did have 16 deaths and we still had about 2.5 minutes rolling before the end of the key. So all in all, good key, good learning. Yeah, it was fun to be in here again. Wasn't as horrible as it was in season 1. Like I said, this boss was nerfed again, which rightfully did. I really do not want to see this on Tyrannical. Like I said in my other video, there's a reason people are just doing Fortified, not Tyrannical. I think they'll just... Yeah, otherwise you'll just lose hope and don't want to play season 4. So yeah, I hope you guys liked this video. Thank you very much and have a lovely morning, midday, or evening, wherever you are in the world. Thanks, guys. Bye.